is that our sermons have been out of Genesis and Exodus for the past 5 years, and we're about halfway through Exodus. We did go to Ruth, and we did that series in between Genesis and Exodus, but sometimes the sermons are a bit complicated, and if you're not really familiar with Scripture, you may be lost. Don't worry about that. The Bible will speak to you in its own way, even through an incompetent guy like me. And at the same time, you will be learning how the Old Testament always points to Jesus Christ. Everything about it points to him and what he did. And you can't really understand what happened with Jesus unless you go back to the Old and you see that. And one way of knowing that is that the book of Hebrews explains, today we're going to see this, many of the things that we're going to look at. It explains the rituals and the customs of the priests of Israel. Well, there are a million other details that the book of Hebrews doesn't explain. And so as long as you understand the Old Testament, you'll have a much richer understanding of Jesus in the New. And plus, we cite the New. So it's not like we're only in the Old Testament. We'll never get to the New Testament. We are in the New Testament every single week, week after week. But we're getting the foundation of what God has done by understanding the Old Testament. Okay, so having said that, Exodus 29, verses 26 through 37, a little bit complicated today. Don't let it bother you. Then you shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration and wave it as a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be your portion. And from the ram of the consecration you shall consecrate the breast of the wave offering, which is waved, and the thigh of the heave offering, which is raised, of that which is for Aaron, and of that which is for his sons. It shall be from the children of Israel for Aaron and his sons by a statute forever, for it is a heave offering. It shall be a heave offering from the children of Israel from the sacrifices of their peace offerings, that is their heave offering to the Lord. And the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed in them and to be consecrated in them. That son who becomes a priest in his place shall put them on for 7 days when he enters the tabernacle of meeting to minister in the holy place. And you shall take the ram of the consecration and boil its flesh in the holy place. Then Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of meeting. They shall eat those things with which the atonement was made to consecrate and to sanctify them. But an outsider shall not eat them, because they are holy. And if any of the flesh of the consecration offerings or of the bread remains until the morning, then you shall burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. Thus you shall do to Aaron and his sons according to all that I have commanded you. 7 days you shall consecrate them, and you shall offer a bull every day as a sin offering for atonement. You shall cleanse the altar when you make atonement for it, and you shall anoint it to sanctify it. Verse 37, 7 days you shall make atonement for the altar and sanctify it, and the altar shall be most holy. Whatever touches the altar must be holy.